thank you so much for clicking on this video. So I have a new look coming up and you guys see it right here. I saw a picture that was inspiration and I will put it in the video so you guys can see it or tag it down. This is the look that we're doing today. So pick up your makeup brushes. Let's get going. I'm going to show you guys how I do it step by step and I hope you enjoy the video. So let's go ahead and jump right in the video. Let's go. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be priming my face. I'm priming my face with basically the same things that I prime every single time. This is going to be the Becca Evermatte Pore Perfecting Primer, which is really good for controlling your oil. And then I'm also going to be using the Cover FX Blurring Primer. And this is what is going to fill in my pores so I can have kind of like a flawless face going on today. I'm going to be doing a lot of color. We're going to be using a blue today. Doing a lot of color, so the base of your skin needs to look good. So one of the things that I've started doing lately is actually applying powder right before I apply my foundation. So I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and this is I'm applying it with a dry beauty blender sponge. This is the Fenty Beauty sponge, and I am just going to press it into the skin. And this helps with allowing my makeup to last longer and keeps me drier throughout the day. So I am going to press it even on my eyebrows, all into the skin. I get really sweaty, y'all. One thing is I'm really oily. Y'all already know that. Like, I'm really oily, but then I'm also sweaty in the springtime and the summertime. So this is what I've been adding to my foundation routine. Honestly, I just started doing it yesterday, and when I did it yesterday, it worked so well. So now we're gonna go ahead and move on to eyebrows. I have picked up this pencil. I have picked up the Morphe one, which is only $5, and I'm gonna be doing like a eyebrow tutorial. So I picked this up because I know that you can get this from the store like Ulta, and it's only $5, very cheap. And I wanted to make sure that I get something affordable once I do the eyebrow tutorial. So I'm going to be using this today. All I'm gonna do is to brush my eyebrows up. And then I am going to fill in my brows. You guys know how I fill in my brows. I like to apply more pressure on the tail end of my brow and a little bit on the inner corner just to make sure that I have a well faded, well blended brow. And if my eyebrow does tend to get harsh, I do like to use the spoolie to blend everything out. Always go in upward strokes. That is for me on the front end of your eyebrow because that makes your eyebrows look a lot more natural, hair-like strokes. Now I'm going in with my two favorite concealers. This is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Espresso and the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Fawn. So I'm going to use these two concealers to clean up my eyebrows. So this is the best part. If you're beginning to eyebrows, the easiest way to clean up your brows is using a generous amount of concealer. So I'm going to be using a skin tone concealer on the top, and I am going to be using a concealer brush in order to apply it. And then I am going to be using a lighter concealer, which is Fawn, on the bottom. This allows my brow to have a little bit more of a lift. So it can still have a natural look, but still have a lift. So if you mess up your eyebrows and you're a beginner to eyebrows, even if you're not a beginner, because I mess up all the time, concealer will definitely fix up the problem. So don't worry if you can't get the shape right just now with applying the pencil, because you can definitely get your shape by cleaning it up with concealer. So now that we have the base laid, I'm going to be going into this palette right here, which is the Blue Moon palette by ColourPop. And I love all of their blue colors. I'm going to start with this color right here, which is called Mad About You. And with a large fluffy brush, I'm going to use this as my transition color. So I am going to start packing this above my crease. Next, I'm going in with the deepest, darkest blue in this palette, which is called Tide Pool. This is also the matte blue. This is going to be going in my crease. I'm using a slightly denser brush in order to apply the color. Now onto my new base to cut my crease with. I'm going to be using the P. Louise base in the shade 0.5. 5. This is like my absolute favorite now. A little bit goes a long way. I am going to warm the product on the back of my hand. Just take a little bit there. And then I will be taking a concealer brush to go ahead and cut my crease. Before you apply your eyeshadows, the shadow that's going to be all over the lid, you do want to make sure that this base actually dries because it is a sticky base. So let it dry and then apply your eyeshadows, and your eyeshadows will come out amazing. The foundation I'm going to use today is going to be my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I wore this yesterday, and when I tell you that my face stayed matte almost all day long. I'm going to be applying it with my Real Techniques buffing brush. I feel like with the brush it applies the product a whole lot better. And then I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape concealer. This is one of my favorite concealers too because it is very matte, but then it's also kind of like medium to full coverage, so it's very buildable at the same time. I am now going to take this yellow color. This is from my BH Cosmetics palette. This is going to be going on the inner corner of my eye. So now in the same palette, it's just the bottom tier. I'm going to be taking this green color right here. This is going to go right next to the yellow. So one of my lashes does not want to go on right, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the face while the lash glue is drying. I'm going to be using my Black Radiance Pressed Powder in Ebony. Everybody knows this is my favorite contour powder, so I am just going to contour around the perimeter of my face. And then I'm gonna gently get the size of my nose. I don't like my nose to be too contoured. I just like to get the shape back. And yes, it. Whenever I have a ton of color on my eyes, I like to keep my face at a minimum. So I'm gonna be using my CoverGirl Ebony Bronzer. You guys can tell that I absolutely love this. This is going to be more of like a gentle, kind of like skin tone blush, but just gives me a little bit of color. Since my eyes are very bold, I'm gonna keep my lips pretty neutral as well. I'm lining my lips with matte chestnut lip liner. So to give my face a few textures, since my eyes are very, very matte, I'm going to apply a lip gloss, and this is Anastasia Beverly Hills Kristen. So thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed the look. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any video ideas, don't forget to let me know in the comment section below. If you recreate, don't forget to tag me on Instagram or Facebook. I love you beauties so much for watching. Again, thank you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.